So I've heard players say, including myself, I feared Mike. I've heard players in your generation say they feared Kobe. I've never really heard any players say they fear LeBron.
There is a moment in every sport where the old guard looks at the new generation and realizes something is fundamentally broken. Not the rules, not the talent, the mentality. And for Shaquille O'Neal, that moment has arrived. The most dominant force in NBA history just looked at the man the media calls the greatest of all time and said what millions of real basketball fans have been screaming for years. This is not the same game. This is not even the same sport. And the man wearing the crown is the reason why.
Because the game is different. Like, I want people to understand, and our fans to understand, that playing 82 games in the 80s and 90s is not the same as playing 82 games in the 2020s.
What you are about to hear is not Shaq being bitter. Shaq has 4 rings. Shaq has nothing to prove. This is a man who physically broke backboards and bent the entire league to his will for a decade. But when you watch the game you love get turned into a content factory by a man who treats the court like a movie set, something inside you snaps. And Shaq has snapped. Between the TikTok dances, the cringe warm-ups, the soft air excuses, and the connections to parties that are now making headlines for all the wrong reasons, the legends have seen enough. By the time we are done here, you will see the NBA's so-called king in a light the media has spent 2 decades hiding from you.
I'm a goofy-ass 41-year-old kid.
Let us start with the thing that made Shaq lose it publicly. The pregame ritual. In the old NBA, the minutes before tip-off were sacred. That was where you put on your war paint. Michael Jordan would sit in the tunnel smoking a cigar, looking like a man who had already decided exactly how he was going to destroy you. Kobe would stand at half-court alone, eyes closed, running through every move like a hitman reviewing a kill list. These men did not need cameras. The preparation was personal. It was violent. It was terrifying. Now look at LeBron. TikTok dances, choreographed routines, a shirtless 41-year-old man shimming for the front row, and that new Lakers warm-up routine that looks like a middle school drama club rehearsal. This is the culture LeBron built. Not a culture of fear, a culture of content. And right after his team loses, he walks up to the mic and calls himself a goofy 41-year-old kid. His team needed a leader. Their leader told the world he was a goofy kid. Shaq said it out loud on his podcast. When you watch those videos, you understand everything. You understand why nobody fears this man. KG basically admitted the Celtics did not even take LeBron seriously back in 2010. They broke him that year. Not because he lacked talent, because nobody in that locker room was afraid of him.
This was hours ago here at the arena. LeBron James going through what looks to be
There are actual documented accounts of players being physically afraid to check into games when Jordan was on the floor. Not nervous, afraid. That fear was earned through years of relentless psychological and physical dominance. LeBron has never generated that kind of fear. Not once in 23 seasons. You cannot be afraid of a man who wants you to like him. Fear and likability are opposites. Jordan chose fear. Kobe chose fear. Shaq chose fear. LeBron chose Instagram. But the moment that truly ended it for the legends was 2016. The Cavaliers completed the greatest comeback in finals history. LeBron was magnificent. But then he looked directly into the camera and crowned himself. He declared himself the greatest of all time. In the era of Jordan and Kobe, you did not call yourself the greatest. You made it so obvious everyone else had no choice but to say it for you. Jordan never once called himself the Jew-8. 6 finals, 6 wins, 6 finals MVPs. The resume screamed so loud Jordan could stay silent forever. Kobe had 5 rings and 0 self-coronations. But LeBron needs you to know. He needs the tattoo. He needs the podcast episodes explaining why he is the greatest. And the more he explains it, the less the legends believe it.
What even is LeBron James's new warm-up routine? Basically, LeBron throws up the basketball as high as he can, and once it lands, everyone on the team squats with him. And then LeBron just trots off.
Now let us talk about the stat LeBron's fans love most. All-time leading scorer. Sounds like proof, right? LeBron played 23 seasons to get that record. Michael Jordan won 10 scoring titles in 11 full seasons. 10 out of 11. LeBron has 1 scoring title in over 2 decades. 1. The all-time scoring record is a participation trophy stretched over 2 decades in the softest era ever played. And if you want to talk about peak dominance, nobody touched what Shaq did in the early 2000s. 3 straight championships. 3 straight finals MVPs. Shaq did not need a super team. Shaq was the super team. And speaking of super teams, let us talk about what the PR machine works overtime to bury. The team hopping. Real legends did not chase perfect situations. They created them. Bird stayed in Boston. Magic stayed in LA. Jordan stayed in Chicago. Kobe stayed in LA. LeBron did the opposite. The decision in 2010, the most self-absorbed hour in sports history. leaving Cleveland because he could not beat the Celtics alone, then running back when they had Kyrie, then flying to LA for Anthony Davis. Every time it got hard, LeBron found the exit. Shaq sees this clearly. This is not a man who dominated the league. This is a man who manipulated front offices to stack the deck in his favor.
I've never really heard any player say they fear LeBron.
And if you still think LeBron belongs in the same conversation as Jordan, just say the year 2011. The Miami super team. LeBron in his absolute physical prime. Heavy favorites against Dallas. And what happened? The greatest choke in the history of professional sports. LeBron averaged 17 points for the series. In Game 4 he scored 8 points in 45 minutes. 8. He averaged 3 points per fourth quarter. J.J. Barea, a 5'10" backup, was outplaying the king when it mattered most. And before Game 5, LeBron and Wade were caught mocking Dirk for having a fever. Fake coughing like children. Dirk responded by dropping 29 and leading Dallas to a win. That is what a real champion looks like. You do not mock your opponent when you are losing. You shut your mouth and you play. LeBron did neither.
Broke LeBron.
In Game 5.
So get your to him, okay? The media and the league knew that they had an agenda in which we wasn't part of the agenda. You understand? That's how they ended up winning that series. Yeah, I said it. We didn't give a about LeBron. We didn't fear LeBron and we didn't think that he can beat all 5 of us.
But the decay goes deeper than basketball. LeBron has spent years chasing Hollywood instead of championships. Chasing celebrity instead of legacy. And that chase led him somewhere dark. You have seen the clip. Everyone has. LeBron on Instagram live screaming, "Ain't no party like a Diddy party." In the 90s, the alpha stars kept their circles tight. Shaq ran his own empire. Kobe stayed in the lab. Jordan kept his world controlled. They were the centers of gravity. Nobody controlled them. But LeBron was the hype man for a culture that is now being exposed for things nobody wants to say on camera. And then there is the photo. The made outfit. Call it a joke. Call it marketing. But try to imagine Michael Jordan allowing anyone on earth to put him in that position. Try to imagine Kobe playing dress up for an industry mogul. It would never happen. Those men understood something LeBron never learned. Your image is not content. Your image is your armor. The moment you let someone else dress you up for laughs, you have handed them power you will never get back. Now let us talk about 2026. On February 10th, LeBron missed a game against the Spurs with left foot arthritis. That absence pushed him below the league's 65-game requirement. For the first time since 2005, LeBron James is not an All-NBA player. Not because of talent, because of availability. In the 80s and 90s, 82 games meant 82 games. No load management. No sitting out Tuesday nights because analytics said rest. Larry Bird played with a herniated disc so severe he had to lie face down during timeouts. Isaiah Thomas scored 25 in a finals quarter on a broken ankle. Kobe won a championship with a broken index finger on his shooting hand. He did not ask for rest. He relearned his shot. Jordan played all 82 games in 9 different seasons. At age 40 on a Wizards team going nowhere, he still showed up every night because the fans deserved it. LeBron spends more time on his podcast explaining why 82 games is too many than actually playing 82 games.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Here is the most insulting thing. On his podcast, LeBron actually said playing 82 games today is harder than the 90s. His argument is pace and space, more running. As if jogging up the court for open threes is harder than getting your ribs adjusted by Bill Laimbeer. As if transition offense is more demanding than surviving the bad boy Pistons, where every trip to the paint was a potential hospital visit. Shaq responded perfectly. He said LeBron's longevity is not toughness. It is a byproduct of a league that banned defense. The 2004 hand check rule. The freedom of movement era. These rules deleted the physical defender. Shaq has said multiple times if he played in today's rules, with nobody allowed to touch him, he would average 60 and 30 every night. And he is probably right.
But, you know, sometimes if guys are not able to play, the guys are literally not able to play. It's not like we're like shitting on, you know, national televised game.
Now let us talk about the machine behind the man. LeBron has not just built a basketball career, he has built a narrative management empire. Through Rich Paul and Clutch Sports, LeBron has created a media shield that would make a politician jealous. Every narrative is controlled. Every loss has a pre-written excuse. If LeBron wins, he is a genius. If he loses, the story immediately becomes he does not have enough help, or he is 41, give him a break. Rich Paul moves players around the league like chess pieces, so LeBron always has the perfect supporting cast. It is not about competition anymore. It is about construction.
First and foremost, you know, I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, you know, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket.
Then Charles Barkley went off about this on the Bill Simmons podcast. He said what everyone already knew. The modern media has made it impossible to criticize LeBron without being treated like a criminal. If you point out Jordan has 10 scoring titles in 11 seasons while LeBron has 1 in 23, you get attacked. Even Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the man whose record LeBron spent his career chasing, has publicly called LeBron's behavior embarrassing. When the man who invented the skyhook says you are dropping the ball, that should end the conversation.
But for him and his guys, if you don't say he's the greatest ever, it's like you could commit treason.
So here is the truth Shaq and every legend wants you to understand. The Jew-8 debate was never about points, never about longevity, never about surviving in a bubble-wrapped league. The Jew-8 debate is about one thing. When the moment was biggest and the pressure was heaviest, did you become a killer or did you become a content creator? Jordan became a killer. 6 finals, 6 wins, 0 debate. Kobe became a killer. 5 rings in a conference that was a war zone. Shaq became a killer. 3 straight finals MVPs doing things to centers that should have required a police report. LeBron became a brand. A very successful brand. A very wealthy brand. But a brand is not a legacy. A brand is a product. And products expire. Legacies do not. Shaq did not make his choice because he is bitter. He made his choice because he remembers when the court was a battlefield, not a stage. When the greatest players did not need you to like them. They needed you to fear them. And the man who calls himself king has never made anyone fear anything except missing his next Instagram post. The crown is empty. The legends know it, and now you know it too.